or slapping?
Slap some numbers then. Let's go.
This is episode number 200 and... Oh shit.
That's not a number.
Is it 19? 219?
1919.
219. Okay. We are on our way to Grapevine, Texas. Early in the morning.
Yeah, very early.
Yes.
54 degrees early.
And last night we were at 19th Hole Bar and Grill in Spring for the first time.
Thoughts, gents?
It was really fun.
Good club.
Good club.
Been around for a long
serious
time.
Stage. They are not messing around with that stage there.
Yeah, and the Kaleidoscope Project, I've been meaning to see for the longest time. Finally got to see that.
Yeah.
Local band, quite incredible. Great song selection, great players, great originals, great covers, great every single one of the band.
Yeah, incredible musicians.
We met them a couple of times.
Yeah, Sadie, the guitar player, was saying they'd seen us at Kingwood, back to the halfway patio show last fall. Anyway, yeah, I was blown away. I had no idea what to expect. I saw the name. I just assumed it was going to be some cover band or something. I really had no idea. But they were mostly original and 100% incredible. They were just tearing it up. The closest I can think, they were. You would not get. I mean, you would see them and you'd see how young they are. But they're playing as if they play like teenagers or 20-somethings would if they were in a band in the 1970s, early 1970s. Really, really good shit. So yeah, they covered a couple of Thin Lizzy songs, which I was very pleased with. It was very cool. They did ZZ Top during soundcheck flawlessly. Great vocalist, great guitar player, great bass player, great drummer. And we're talking about possibly having them on the show.
They are. They're coming up. Yeah, it's just we've talked many times about bands, about stage etiquette and whatnot, and those guys have the best manners when it comes to the stage. And they were off so fast. You'd think that they'd pushed the shit off the edge. It was rapid fire. They were gone, and they had mentioned that but mentioned us as well that we're coming up, blah blah. Just really good, really well.
Hung around to see our whole set, which was also very good etiquette. Not always possible, but always appreciated. Yeah,
I mean it's a lot of times where we got the last time when we were out in Flatonia, there was a bunch of festivities that we were invited to, and they wanted to extend the night. I mean, I wish I could have. It was going to be that Sunday. It was going to be was quite the ordeal getting work done in the house. But that said, people need to check them out. The Kaleidoscope Project, and they're on all the social media sites. But their originals are really worth. It's good hard rock, great guitar playing, great stage presence, and loved it.
Yeah.
So,
do you know how long they've been around?
They've been around for quite a while. I kid you not, I've heard many times from different sources all throughout Houston. I've said, go check this band out. Actually, an old friend of ours, Cindy, she was there last night. She's been telling me about them for a long time. And it's, go see them. I say, of course I will. The first chance I get them, we're not playing and they're not playing. They're playing, so. But I was delighted to see them last night. That's definitely work with them again. That was really fun.
Yeah.
And well paired too. It's difficult to get two bands that are
right.
That are cohesive like that. It's just it's a nice sound. And then again, tip of the hat to Spencer. He knows that room. He's another one of these guys. He's definitely an old rock and roller, and knows that room. The sound in the room was just right there.
Yeah.
So my guitar rig was giving me hell last night. So he had to work extra hard. But apart from that, I could tell that the room was singing, and that he had put exactly what we wanted out front. And I knew it too when I walked in, heard Kaleidoscope Project. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Guys.
Gotcha.
So Christy, thank you. Christy at 19th Hole and all the gang. Anyway, so and Turbo's back in town. Yeah, he's and a lot of people didn't notice this, but He had to go away.
Yeah.
Had to.
Yeah.
Had to do some time.
Yeah. Hey, no
You commit
doubt.
crimes, you know, you gotta pay the marshal.
That's right.
No, it was a good trip. Yeah.
Where did you go? Walmart and where else?
Kmart.
Kmart?
Yeah. They still around? Kmart still around?
I don't know. You went, not I.
Yeah, no, we call it Kmart. But no, Mexico.
Next, nice.
Yeah, Cabo. So we got to go out to the point, snorkel. That was really cool. They throw out all this food, and then the fish just like engulf you, you know, and you're just, I mean, my kids were going, because it's like, you could touch them. Like they were just all around you. And that was super fun. Yeah. A little cold, but.
A little cold?
Yeah, the water was a little cold.
Really?
But, yeah. I thought it was okay, but a little cold for the kids. So they were only in for about 45 minutes, half an hour, and then they got to get out. But no, it was fun. It was a good time. Just sitting on the beach, you know. Yeah.
Nothing better.
Yeah.
Nothing better.
Did I tell you we rode camels?
No.
Yeah, we rode camels. So we did this excursion and we went out and we went camel riding, like we're crossing the desert. You know, like with camel riding. Everybody got on camels.
Those are the same camels you're feeding carrots to, right?
Yes.
From your mouths.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy handed us all carrots. I'm like, he goes, this is for feeding the camel. And they had the one named Lucy, and he's like, he goes like this. He goes, put it in your mouth. And I'm like, okay.
He says that to everybody.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah. Oh man, he set me up right there.
You know. We do.
That camel just took it right out. Just, oh man, it was so good. It was hilarious. Like Stacy's was the best because it fully went. Her just like the video of her just full blown, just both cheeks. Just took it right out. She jumped out and screamed. But
Nice.
yeah, no, kids had a good time out in the sun for a week, you know, by the pool. And I will say this, if you're gonna do a vacation, do the all-inclusive. Because that's the way to go. You don't have to worry about nothing. It's just, you can just do whatever. Like food, drinks, it don't matter. That's the way to do it. And we had a good time. No travel hiccups. So
That's huge.
you never know traveling with all of us, because my brother and his family came, so there was 9 of us. And we just right through customs, no problem. So
Good.
glad to be back.
No joking. Chad, where you been?
I've been at home.
Riding the camels of Cabo in your mind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been building out my little closet recording studio over the past month or so. It's pretty much there. I'm still working on deadening the sound, or trying to prevent the sound from leaking out of the closet when I'm in there. And there's no way I can get it to 100%, but it's like pretty well muffled down now. I'm running tests by leaving my phone outside the closet. I'll go in there and I've got it sealed. I'm using weather stripping to kind of help seal the door. And it's one of those old doors, like, you know, it's probably made, the building was built in the 40s. And the door probably hasn't closed like since, 1960 or something. So I never really thought about it. It's just one of those doors that just won't latch because the building, the door frame has shifted over the years. So I wrestled with it as it was for a while. I was like trying to keep it closed with like a bungee cable, like pulled in, hooked on something inside the closet. That just wasn't working. So one night I said, fuck this, I gotta try to get this thing to latch. So I'd never done this before, but I took a screwdriver, took the little plate off, and tried to figure out, what the problem was. Was it falling too short or too high or too low? And I just chipped away at the latch hole until I got it to line up with where the thing was. That was like late one night, and I finally got it to work. I was like, yes! So that helped a lot. And the other thing I was telling Turb about this, it does get hot in there. Like if I'm in there for longer than 10 minutes, it starts to get a little unbearable.
That's why people come out of the closet, Chad.
That's right. That's right.
So what's your what's the purpose of this?
It's to record it. I'm going in. The main reason I need that closet to record is for singing. I'm not so concerned with acoustic guitar. Doesn't carry much. But when I'm singing full voice in that old house, everybody would be able to hear me if I was just singing. Just in my.
You could charge a cover.
Right.
Oh, there
But I love it's
$10.
Once you've got that space where you've got, I used it. Shipping blankets. I got this idea when Greg Fugate gave us a bunch of shipping blankets, and which was enough to get me started. But I decided I needed to buy some more. So I just bought a pack of 12 of the same kind and had those shipped. So I had more than enough to work with. And once you have those up, those are really good at deadening the sound. And once you do that, it just feels like you're in a working environment, and I know I knew from doing the recording test that my voice is leaking outside a little bit, but when you're in there singing, it feels like there's nothing else going on. Like you're just totally focused on what you're doing. And that the sweet spot, the cherry on the cake was figuring out how to put reverb in my headphones while I was singing, just a little touch, and that's just like magic. It's just so comfortable to work that way.
So recording for
my original stuff for sure, but to get started, my friend Dwight has been doing a lot of multi-track recording at his home, mostly MIDI based stuff. He's a keyboardist, but he's figured out how to emulate instruments, so he's got full arrangements of guitar, bass, drums, piano, and all this stuff of different songs that he wanted to cover and wants me to sing on. He's been trying to get me to do this for months. So
any examples?
What is it? There's a David Bowie song, Andy Warhol, David Bowie. There's a Peter Gabriel song called Humdrum. Crowded House song called Amsterdam, which I wasn't familiar with. It's one of the more recent records. So it's just good. It's a good way for me to get used to, get my voice in shape, keep it in shape, and have a little more experience singing in a studio environment.
Yeah.
And completely under my control, and not under the time gun or anything like. But I also have just enough room in there to sit down and record acoustic guitar as well. So that's the other thing I've been playing around with.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
been
really
good.
fun.
Yeah. You've been talking about this for a long time.
I know.
It's nice to finally get a. That's great.
The thing was that ventilation is the other thing. I was talking to Turbo about that. So the only way I can really do it is to run a hose underneath the door and have some kind of fan, like some kind of little small fans that are blowing in both directions, like one that's taking air out, one that's bringing air in. So that's the sort of MacGyver thing I have to try to figure out as well. But anyway.
Just gotta get the girls in there. I got you, man.
Yeah, he has girls in there for much different reasons. He's like the camel, like put it in your mouth. So I've been doing work in ours, the studio as well, and we have AC as of today. Well, actually, my guitar rig took water. When we were doing the Beltane Festival, with my guitar processor took on some water, so I've been messing with that and trying to get the sound back to where it was, because it's not saving. But anyway, long story short, I've fingers are crossed, because I'm hoping that the stuff that I worked on saves. It didn't sound like it last night, but we're gonna see today up in Grapevine, and so there's gonna be oh yeah, you should. So you got some recordings from last week. We recorded some stuff, put it on, and this week we're going to hopefully get some clips today. So today's SlapperCast, Slapper Day 219, we're gonna have some clips with an old friend of mine, Mark Kenneth. Back in the day, my first attempt at an Irish rock and roll band was a band called On the Dole here in Houston, and there in Houston, and it was one of those things where there really wasn't an Irish rock band in town. There wasn't anything close to it. I think the closest thing we had was a folk band called the Flying Fish Sailors. It's the only thing I could think of. Anyway, our first residency was, and I do say that with a lot of tongue and a lot of cheeks. We was at Sláinte downtown, which is now Molly's, at 509 Main Street in Houston, Texas, and it's one of those Irish pub companies where they fly all the materials over from Ireland and assemble it. And it really, when it opened up, of course, it's an Irish pub in a hopping downtown environment, so it was pretty good. But as the clientele finds new places, you know, it just they up and out onto the next, you know, new pub, new club, new whatever it is, whatever the you know the flavor du jour is, and they're off to it. So as the club went down in popularity, that's when we came in. So we started a live music night, and we'd do different nights in there. And this one time in particular, I remember the first time that Mark Kenneth, and he's from Scotland. I remember the one time he came in, he picked up the decor in these places is typically these old Irish instruments, you know, these fiddles and bowrons and accordions, all that stuff are all on the wall as their artwork, as the decor, like decor. So he had pulled one of the accordions off the wall. Of course, there was no guts in it. It was just a shell. He was messing around, and I was looking at it. It looked like he could play. I said, get an accordion, come back and see what happens. And he did. He came back the next week with his accordion, which was the most ornate. Just absolutely. I don't know anything about accordions, obviously, but this thing came back and it was bedazzled. It was just the most amazing sounding thing, huge, and it was black and shiny. It was just look, a really impressive looking machine. And he came and he walked into the pub playing it, and I was like, holy shit, he can play, he's good. So I said, jump up. So when he was in town, he'd come in, and we played quite a few shows together. Recently, we were on our, when we were talking about doing the Grapevine thing, I gave him a call and I said, hey, what do you think about coming out and playing with us? We were going to have Heidi come in, and Heidi's just up to her eyes in Arizona. So I called him up, and he jumped at it. Yes. I've been waiting to be asked. So so today should be really fun, and I'm really dying to show some footage of this, because he's not just a great player; he's a great performer, and he is just one of these prodigy style players where if he thinks it, he plays it. So should be interesting. But as you know, the difference between Blaggards and On the Dole is Blaggards has, we got songs, and there's places, and there's parts, and there's stops, and there's starts, and there's key changes. It's not the same as back in On the Dole. We just kind of, let's play it. I don't know, pick a key. Okay, go. How fast do you want it? Faster. That's it. So, all that said, we're really looking forward to it. So the lads have never, Shad's met him before, but Turbo's never met him. They've never heard him play, and so it's gonna be a really fun, really fun day.
I've heard him play solo we crossed paths with him at the San Antonio Highland Games a couple of times.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
where he just plays by himself. It was at least 1 year he was doing that, but I think that's the only time I've actually heard him play.
Yeah, and I'd seen him play with another band. I think they were out of Dallas, and there was a lot of people on stage and a lot of stuff going on, and it wasn't my style. It wasn't new age stuff, but it kind of sounded a little new agey to me. It was very, very frilly, very easy to forget, because there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
So
he messaged me. I can't wait to meet him. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, he's like, man, let's do this. I was like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. Oh, you'll love playing with him. He's a lot of fun, a lot of energy, and the fact that he can play well. So And then next Sunday, speaking of accordions, we've got the one, the only Mr. Mendoza coming back to. We're going to go to the New Potato.
Yeah.
3 p.m. all ages show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, all ages.
That's all ages.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be outside. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be so. We're doing another Pogues thing with our friend David, and then we're gonna have. We do have a special guest, and all as I can tell you is we have been told that this is an ex-Pogues player. So this person has played with the Pogues, and we are we're gonna find out.
Really?
So yeah. So early days. Apparently he's in touch with Shane and
Ron player.
yeah, and harmonica and yeah. So again, we haven't met. We don't know. We have not verified this. CNN has not verified this. VH1 Behind the Music has not verified this, but we're going to find out. So, special guest, and it should be a lot of fun. And the food trucks at New Potato are out of this world. So, come hungry, and it's great drinks. Paul, who's a next door neighbor of mine from Ireland, he's really put together quite the community down there.
Yeah.
That bar is, I said it last night, talking about, people need to come and see live music because it's going to die, and it really is. I keep saying this, but it's on life support. But the people like Paul Redmond, when they put together a community like that, when they build a local where people go and that's their bar, and there's a lot of them. It seems every time that we've been there, it's just been a lot of people. They claim that bar as their. That's where they go. That's the first place. That's where you're gonna find them. Our late friend Andy Green. He and the Ashford were. That's how these people live there, and it's quite remarkable because it's a tight fit group, and we like them a lot. So
Yeah.
really, really fun. It's not a click bar either. It's not one of those. I can't really think of one off the top of my head. I think Davenport back in the day, which I opened down in Shepherd Square in just off Richmond Avenue in Houston. That was a bit of a click bar when because I would see people come in and that they're just coming in for a drink and hopefully sit down and talk to people, and it was strange because it was set up to where it was very loungy, so there was a lot of coves and separate areas, so people couldn't, not like a bar where you could sit at the bar and talk or sit in a this was back in the the Cherry Pop and Daddies and Royal Crown Review and all those big bands. They were trying to bring all that big band stuff back, and then as everybody was doing these hip, trendy,
What was the name of that bar that was on Shepherd near there? It was like 8 or 6 or some number. That's the name. It's like right by the post office across the street.
Oh yeah. That was at 814
8 8.0 or it was
8.0. That was
is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was I never went in there, but every time I drove past it, you could see how trendy it was. It was like.
Oh, I went in there and it was gaudy trendy.
Yeah.
It was throw up.
Yeah.
Somebody else's mouth trendy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of looked like.
Yeah. They I forgot about that place. And then right beside it there was a Live Bait.
Yeah.
And they would have music in there as well. They would do just a little dive, but that wasn't a trendy bar at all.
No,
but it was
either was Stag's Head, which was right down the opposite end.
Yeah, McElroy's and
God, times have changed.
I know.
There now.
I know you can't. I mean, you can't give that shit away and have them come out. So so that was a time. That was such a weird time because the bars were hopping. and I was still bartending back then. But it was it's just a whole different scene now. Even again, 19th hole in spring. That's an established bar. I mean, that's an established club, and they've been around for a long time. That's definitely a local bar, except when they do music. It seems, you know, with never cover charge. A lot of the times in a live venue, or you slash local bar, they'll when the cover hits or when the band hits, the locals aren't there because they're, you know, Molly's Kingwood. That's, to me, that's the epitome of a local bar. They go there after work. They go there after events, before events, all that kind of stuff. You know, the thing I love about Molly's and on a real local is they know your name. They know your, you know, kind of have your seat ready, you know, and your drinks ready. You don't have to ask, and it's just all that shit's going away if people don't start going, you know, go see live music. It starts and ends with that. Yeah. So, are we gonna kill? Or are we gonna?
Yeah, I was gonna say on that note,
blabber. Who's going first?
You killing?
I was first last week, so.
Ooh,
I am first. I'm gonna kill.
Okay.
Let's kill.
I'm gonna kill I'm gonna kill a song from a band that I actually really liked, one of my top bands, and then I'm gonna resurrect from the same band. So I'm gonna do the same. And the band is Incubus, and the song I'm gonna kill is "Pardon Me," one of their main hit songs. I listen to this band all the time, and I found myself skipping this song. I'm like, why do I skip it? And I can't figure out why. It's just one of these songs where I've heard it enough and I'm on to the next one. So I'm gonna kill "Pardon Me" from Incubus, and even though that's one of my favorite bands. The song I'm gonna resurrect is "Wish You Were Here" from Incubus. That's one of my favorite songs of all time. I think I've listened to that song more than any song in my life. Like, it's probably my number one song. It's gotta be. It's up there.
It's not a cover of the Pink Floyd "Wish You Were Here," right?
No.
Okay.
And I freaking love it from beginning to end. I love the harmonies. I love the melody. I think the song's great. And so I'm gonna resurrect "Wish You Were Here" from Incubus. And I remember we played this show. I was a kid. I don't remember how old I was, but we played the jet ski finals in Arizona.
Was it Lake Havasu?
Lake Havasu.
I was there.
Yeah?
No.
I was like, really? God, you seen that thing? And I remember somebody said Incubus was in town or nearby. They were coming, and we put them, all their names of the band, on the guest list. I took my parents off the guest list because we only had so many people. I was like, just in case Incubus shows up, you're bumped. So, wow. That's how much I love this band. And so they laughed. They thought it was funny. I heard my dad laughed. He liked it. But anyway, just a side story about that band. They didn't show up, but you know, I thought
those guys kill all their shit then.
Yeah. So, but that was funny. I forgot all about that. Just so right now, I wasn't even planning on saying that. I just, anyway. So that's cool. My kill. Those are my resurrect.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kill. I'm still on this Aussie Black Sabbath, you know, the Aussie era stuff.
It went well last night. Sorry to cut her up. We went into or the other night we went at 19th hole. We went into Children of the Grave. Yeah, that place erupted.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was fun. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut it.
That's what it's for. Yeah. So the song is "Symptom of the Universe."
Yes.
And I just think it's one of the guitar riff is. There's just there's just nothing you can do. A really good guitar riff is never. You just don't touch it. Brad Gillis does such an amazing job on that song. they actually have Children of the Grave on that Speak of the Devil record, and the only thing that I don't like of the whole record, the only thing I don't like that Brad Gillis does on Children of the Grave is he does a harmonic. So it's just the octave in the guitar, which is still such a great. It's always sonically it's so great to hear. That's the only thing that I wasn't crazy about. It's impressive, because to catch a harmonic every time at that speed is, again, I'm talking about Children of the Grave here, which is the song. That's not the song I'm throwing some light on. The song I'm throwing light on is Symptom of the Universe, which the original is fantastic, but when you hear it played and played well by a guitar player like Brad Gillis, who is just in my lifetime, of course I've heard of him, but he hasn't got any kind of recognition close to what is due. I mean, he's such a blend of so many phenomenal players, starting with Eddie Van Halen and ending with It's Still Going. You know, he's one of these guys with a vocabulary that's it's never ending. He knows that he'll never master the guitar, and all good guitar players will know that. But he'll also never stop trying to push. You know, it's breathtaking how well this guy plays.
That was a live version you had me pull up.
Yeah,
when we were from Florida, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing I noticed about that particular the song you're talking about, the way he played, he put a little grace note before that. It was like,
yeah.
It just made it so much more satisfying in a very, very, I guess, in a Brad way.
Yeah, he's not. Again, he's such a. I always go back to Steve Vai. Somebody like a Steve Vai, a Dimebag Darrell, a Gary Moore. And again, I never thought I would put Brad Gillis, Rory Gallagher, obviously, Mark Knopfler, but I never thought I would put somebody like Brad Gillis in it. But he is that kind of a player where he is just so in tune with his instrument, and he is so
distinctive.
Yeah, but it's even more than that. It's. I want to say that when you're in that spot, when you get to that place and you're playing and you're live or in the studio, but when you get to that place, another guy that I would imagine is like this is Steve Lukather, who he just blows me away every time I hear something, because he's not a one-trick pony. A lot of these guys, the aforementioned, they can play a lot of different genres, but this guy just seems to fit in wherever he's playing, whatever it's a pop song, it's a rock jazz, whatever he's doing, he seems to just that's his. He owns it, and so anyway, so the Symptom of the Universe, like I said, started off as 99.999% of Tony Iommi's riffs are just untouchable. Just don't touch them.
Yeah.
Brad Gillis has definitely earned a spot to touch him. He just played them with such conviction, and if you never heard it before, that's his song.
Yeah.
And I really, that's another great mark of a great musician, just a great head for rock or for whatever it is. Being able to play a song and people think, oh, that's his.
Yeah, actually add something to it.
Again, Kaleidoscope Project.
Away at the same time.
Yeah. Play it right.
Yeah.
Play play hard. Thanks, Davey.
Yeah.
So, so that's the light on this. Song to Kill is just there's so many. I mean, just for the earwormness of it, you know, for the I don't even know if it's a bad song, but sorry. Driving's fun. So the earwormness, the eerie worminess of this song is enough to kill it, and I don't even know if I dislike it that much. But anyway, so I know I'm just FYI, I've killed it before, but it should be said that it should remain dead. Is Crazy Train by Ozzy. Hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it. And I had a great conversation with a young lady, Tara, who because, you know, I hate it because they play it at the basketball games or at the, you know, baseball, you know, when they're loading the bases, you know, all aboard, you know, it's like, shut up.
Is that the
Yeah. And it's so bad. And the riff is, you know, I'm sure it was good, you know, back in the day, but God, stop it. You go, I can play it on a bagpipe. Good, kill yourself. So, yeah. So the Crazy Train is. So anyway, a song that Lemmy wrote for Ozzy, and like I said, I don't know if I hate the song or not, but it sticks in my head and it just never ever leaves. And it's, to me, it kind of reminds me of like a souped up Beatles with all the deer. Reminds me of like a souped up Beatles number just because of the chord changes and the harmony, blah blah blah. Anyway, it's Mama, I'm Coming Home by Ozzy, and it's not a terrible song. Like I say, Lemmy wrote it, but it's one of those ones that just sticks in my head and I can't shake it.
Yeah.
For days. Now there's a lot of trash. Excuse me, not trash. A lot of songs that I just don't like. You know, in Ozzy's later years when he was doing the Medicine Man and he's doing all that. You know, I just to me it just gets so tired. You know, when a band, you know, an Irish rock band, you know, does the drink and fight and drink and pop, you know, that stuff just bugs me. And Ozzy's, you know, he's like, you know, you call me evil. I go, yeah, they've been calling you evil for years. Write another song. Shut up. You know, so, but the Mama Coming Home is I think the guitar tone, Zakk Wylde's guitar tone in it is phenomenal. But all in all, the song just gets in my ear and gets in my head. I can't shake it for days. So that was a long fucking way to say kill that song. So there you go.
You just come in fast.
Yeah, I know. Some of us are a little slower on SlapperCast than others. So we gotta.
What was that?
I don't know. Do it. Anyway, do what? SlapperCast.
We didn't get one last week.
We didn't?
No!
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm counting now. I'm like this.
Alright, Chad, let's kill. Uh-oh.
Spence, are you gonna do it?
We'll do it. Chad's gonna kill first.
Alright. I think this might conclude my Crowded House series of killings. This is off their second album, Temple of Loman, which I still maintain is their best album. All the ones I'm familiar with anyway. Certainly the best album of their original lineup. So the last song on that album is one that we used to cover, actually. Better Be Homesick.
Oh.
And the story with that song, it was not originally meant to be the last song on the album. In fact, it wasn't originally even meant to be on the album at all. There was originally, the last song was going to be a song called In the Lowlands. And then, I guess after they had mixed and mastered the album, that song just suddenly appeared out of nowhere. Neil Finn just wrote it one night and brought it in, and Mitchell Faroon, producer, said, that's the single, that's your single, it's got to go on the record too. So they tacked it on to the end. But if you listen to the record, it's pretty clear that In the Lowlands was really meant to be the last song, because it's this huge, pretty almost apocalyptic in its imagery, and it's a great album closer. And I've always Better Be Homesick is a fine song, but it always stuck out like a sore thumb to me on that record, because it just is not anywhere near sophisticated or as great as the other songs on that record. That's Neil Finn worked his ass off on that record. It's like, you can really tell, I don't know, every other song on there is just really great. And to me, just doesn't even hold a candle to anything they did after that. Although, again, I have to be fair, I have not listened to their stuff after Paul Hester left the band very much at all. But anyway, so I'm killing it. Obviously, you haven't figured it out yet. I'm killing Better Be Home Soon, just because tired of hearing it, and I kind of wish it wasn't on the record. and I'm shining the light on In the Lowlands, because it really is a great song, and it's one that is typical with the ones I tend to shine a light on. Most people probably have never heard. And it's just a great one. It's got some really great guitar work on it by Neil. Particularly at the end, he throws in this really tasty riff on baritone guitar, and it's just really just crazy good song.
There you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of we were talking earlier about On the Dole.
Yeah.
One of these Continental Club shows coming up. I don't know if it's going to be Cinco de Mayo. We are going to be at Continental Club on May 5th. That's just been added, but I don't know if it's going to be that one or not. Might be too soon, but I am going to do. Myself and Berkeley and a guy named Mark Kenneth, we're going to open up for one of our Continental shows as On the Dole, and we're going to do.
Wow.
We're going to do probably, I'm guessing, about a 45-minute set. So we're going to. I called them. I think it was after one of the SlapperCasts. I called Berkeley and I've actually been running into Berkeley more and more. And Berkeley's a bass player, great sound guy, great bass player, and I've just known him for 1,000 years. Mm-hmm. And Mark Kenneth was our drummer back in the day, and Mark is an incredible player. But he's one of those guys, just natural talent. And he hasn't. I don't know when the last time he's touched his drums, but he jumped at the idea of doing it. So and it's funny. I was talking about Mark Kenneth. We don't know who was in the band, and Berkeley told me the story of how I ended On the Dole, and I hadn't heard it before. I had no memory of it. That was interesting. So one of these days coming up, we're going to do that. We're going to have On the Dole open for Blaggards at Continental.
How many people were in that band?
That's a great question. I don't know.
It changed.
It started out as a duo. It was myself on acoustic guitar and vocals, and a guy that played Boweron and tin whistle. Not at the same time. That would be funny. That would be a chore.
Yeah.
So we started there, and then we added. Again, I'm completely at a loss. We added players, and we added some people came in, and I bitched about this for especially back in the day, years and years ago. I would bitch constantly about. We started, this band, and there was nothing like an Irish rock. It doesn't sound like Irish rock too. You say that you got an acoustic guitar and a tin whistle. Yeah, there's not much Irish rock there, but we did add drums. I remember we had I can remember 1,000 people that played with us at different times. I don't know if they were ever in the band, but it was one of those things I just bitched about not being able to get players. And we had gigs because there was nothing in Houston. There was nothing close to an Irish rock band in Houston. Even if you pushed a folk band down the stairs, it didn't sound like rock. So we had we had this constant, or these I'll say just a rotation of notices that would go up in all the music shops and just any and everywhere that would be an open mic or something. So hey, give it a shot. But people have this. They have this. Whatever that conjures up in your mind, all these musicians were having the wrong image conjure up in their head. Because I was thinking of having something, we would do a melody line, a guitar, and some kind of instrument. But doing this Irish stuff, again, the Thin Lizzy, Horse Lips, the idea of harmony and just these tight rock and roll songs, but that, you know, they've been written, you know, back in the 1800s, you know, and just using modern instruments, blah blah blah, and it just we could never catch a grip. We could never get our teeth into anything, because as soon as you would get going, it would be, you know, I can't do this, you know, my dog's got no nose, and you know, it's off they go. So it was this just, it really was, it was comical how fluid that lineup was. You know, you could come and see us on a Wednesday and a completely different lineup on the Thursday and Friday. It was awful. So I just wanted a little bit something. I wanted something exactly like we're doing now. This was always the vision with what we're playing, the way we're playing it now.
Yeah.
And very, very, very difficult. Very difficult. But kids, start some bands. Get out there, play.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean, God, there's just nothing better. There's just nothing better. Like, just, you know, last night was the first time we played in a while because Kevin was gone for. Who's Kevin?
Yeah, I don't know. You got a new guy?
Yeah. But we've been cheating.
Purposely ignore people now when they say that.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? Anyway.
That word, they call me terms now. I'm like, I've said it, and then I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
They're grabbing it.
Yeah, Derby.
Speaking of the new bands, my son's friend was over just a little while back. I don't know if I told you guys this, but you know, I popped my head into the room and I was like, hey, how's it going? And they were listening to some music, and they're sophomores in high school, and he's like, oh, look, I got a song on Spotify. And so he made a song and recorded it and put it on there, and they were listening to it, and I was like,
nice.
dude, that was bitchin'. I was like,
Yeah.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just gonna put it on there to do it. So anyway, it was he didn't say it was like a band or nothing, but I thought, oh, nice. It's like the next generation, right? The next people.
Yeah.
So anyway, I wanted to say that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it? Is it just under his name or?
Yeah. No, I can't even think of it. Oh, his name's Charlie. I'll get the name of it, his buddy, but yeah, I'll get the name of it and I'll comment.
Cool.
But I thought that'd be cool, you know. So
Yeah. I mean, you know, it takes a lot to get something up and running. Even the solo stuff, as Chad will attest, you know, just putting stuff together in the closet. It's such a lot of work, but the reward is it's just endless. It just, you know, I mean, hell, we're driving at fucking 7 o'clock in the morning to Dallas, of all fucking places, you know, to go to play, you know, and still everybody ready to go. You know, that's got to tell you something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't jump in the car and lay bricks. Yeah, not gonna happen. But no, it's and then, like I said, just love to get some footage from today and put it up here on. So there's two other bands, a band out of Dallas called Plug Murray, and then there's another band out of Dallas called River Driver today. And we played with River Driver before. We've actually played at the same festivals as Plug Murray, but they've been on different stages. So this is our first chance to get to hear them today. I did walk over when we were in Oklahoma. They were on the acoustic stage, and I walked over and listened to a couple of their songs, and they play the Pogues stuff really well. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to hearing them. So
All right.
So that should be fun.
We'll come back to you with a report.
Yes.
Maybe we'll do another segment on the way home. This should be a very long episode.
Might be, or might be 3.
Yes.
But we are, as always, so grateful to have you. Thank you for listening
to
SlapperCast. Yes. Yes.
That's right. That's right.
I'm going to do the rainbows for that one.
Yeah.
Figure out how to do the rainbow eyes.
Yes. Most definitely.
Heck yeah. 3 shows the other day. today, the other day. I never know how to say that.
Yeah.
What's that?
We have 3 shows
Today.
Oh,
the
yes.
other day.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Yes. On
So we're gonna
Saturday.
freaking rock. We're gonna kill it,
Yeah.
and yeah, let's do this.
It's gonna be fun.
All right. It's I'm about to run out of battery anyway.
Good.